So last night I finished off my stock, cutting out all the plastic, and you can see here that I've lowered all this section here, lowered in these ribs here where the recoil stop is. I've sanded out along the sides here to allow for full length bedding, and I have hollowed out this section here to take the bedding compound. I've also completely degreased the stock using alcohol to make sure that there's no oil, so the epoxy putty bonds properly to the plastic. And now I'm going to prepare the stock. I'm going to mask it all off, fill it with modelling clay, and prepare the action and bed the rifle, hopefully bed the rifle tonight. So here's the action. I've rubbed it all down, degreased it all, even though we're going to put shoe polish on it as a release agent. I've degreased it all, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put masking tape on the recoil stop, and I'm going to very carefully cut out the masking tape, and I'm going to put 2 layers on the front of the recoil stop, 2 layers on the side, and 2 layers on the bottom of the recoil stop, but I'm going to leave this side completely free of tape, so hopefully when the action sits into the barrel, when the gun recoils, that is going to be absolutely tight up against the bedding and there's going to be no movement whatsoever. I don't want it completely tight and the masking tape is on the sides and the front here and the bottom. I don't want it too tight on these sides because I want to be able to get it in and out without actually scraping any of the bedding off. So it's just the back side of a recoil stop that needs to be left free of tape, and 2 layers of masking tape on the sides, the bottom and the front. So what I'm doing now is I am cutting out the masking tape for the recoil stop, and I am using wax paper from like sticky labels that go on everyday envelopes, and I'm sticking the masking tape, 2 layers of it, onto this wax paper, and then I can cut it out with a scalpel, and then when I'm finished I can lift the masking tape off the wax paper without it sticking and fit it into place really easily. I haven't been taught this or told how to do this. This is just my idea of how to make things a hell of a lot easier for myself. So as you can see here, this circular half circle that I've drawn with a compass represents the round part of the action. This part here, and that'll fit onto the recoil stop. And then this, I'm going to cut a thin strip to go round the top and the edges of the recoil stop. So there we go, that's the 2 strips of masking tape to go around the side and tops of the recoil stop, and here's one I prepared earlier, and that goes on the front side like so. The reason why I degreased the action was so I could stick the masking tape on easily. Give that a good rub. Okay. So there we go. There's take my hand away so you can see. There's the masking tape there. There's a little bit there where it hasn't quite joined up perfectly, but it's not going to matter too much. Okay, so let me explain what I've done so far. I've taken quite a bit of time to coat the outside of the stock in masking tape, and what I did was I laid the masking tape on with a good bit of overlap, and then I used a sharp scalpel to cut along the edge of the barrel channel so that the masking tape is right up to the edge of the barrel channel. So when I sit the action in and the titanium putty oozes out, it's not going to ooze onto the plastic, it's going to ooze onto the masking tape. I've gone well beyond where I'm going to end the bedding, you know, just in case anything drips or anything like that, you know, just went well beyond. And I have come round, so this area here is all going to be bedded, okay, and that's where the action stops. So I put masking tape there as well, and if any putty oozes out this way, I can easily cut it away, so it looks flush. On the underside of the stock here, where the trigger guard and floor plate go in, like so, you can see that there's not going to be much room with the trigger guard being here to put a washer on there and tighten up a hex bolt. So a hexagonal nut. So what I've done is I've made these wooden inserts like so, that are going to take the place of the trigger guard and floor plate, and I'll be able to bolt down onto that, and that will give me a really secure place to put the washer and the nut. So that's what I've done so far.